Hi Scrappers, it's Kat, Myscrappinmama. Hope you're having a great week. I know the lighting is a little bit low, but there's a reason. I wanted to show you this really cool card. It's called a Tealight card, and of course you don't use a real tea light, but you're using vellum in here. You can see that? And you put a tea light in it. And you get a really pretty glow. Do you see that? This is not a tea light, obviously. This is from one of my solar lights. Anyway, you put the tea light in there and it gives a pretty glow. So I'm going to show you how to make this tonight, give you the dimensions. There are tons of videos out on YouTube with the variations on how to do this. Let's change that lighting just a little bit. Okay. Might be too much now. Anyway, there are tons of videos with variations on how to do this. This is the simplest version. So what you're going to need is you're going to need vellum and cardstock and your adhesive, and you're going to need some embossing powder. I'm using the Ranger Silver Tinsel. This is brand new this year. I don't think you can see that on camera, but this is brand new to Close to My Heart catalog this year. This is some really cool superfine tinsel, very glittery. You're going to need your Versamark. You're going to need a stamp cleaner, some spritz, and something to clean your stamps with. This is the cleaning pad. Let me turn another light back on. See a little better. Okay. So how I did this card is I took a piece of pattern paper and I cut it at, so this is a standard card base, so it's 4.5 by 5.5. So if you were to have it to be a regular card, it'd be like a top open card. So I took a piece of glitter cardstock and I cut it 4.25 by 5.5. Then I took a piece of pattern paper and I cut just 1/4 inch of it off, so it's 4 by 5.25. I laid it down and then I cut out with my Cricut some snowflakes, and then I applied some sparkly bits on there. You see that? And then on the inside I had another snowflake cut out with my Cricut. I did some embossing. I stamped a sentiment over here, and then I put some sparkly bits. And then on the back it's just blank. Okay, so it might be a little hard to see on this white background. I'm going to get a different pad and maybe it'll be a little easier to see here if I use my Close to My Heart cutting mat. There, that's a lot easier. Okay, so again it's 4.25 by 5.5. Okay, so to save on time, I've already cut some of my pieces out here. I cut a snowflake and another snowflake die cut. Okay, and I have my powder here. This is for the embossing, so that the flakes from the embossing powder don't go all over. Okay, so we're just going to kind of wing it here. I haven't made this particular design yet, so bear with me. Try to get this done quickly. So again, I have my sheet of paper. This is going to be my card base. This is 11 inches by 4.25. Okay, so we're going to need to score this, and in order to score it, I've just got a little score here from, I think it's We Are Memory Keepers. I'm going to score it at the 5.5. This will be our fold. Okay, just like that. So that's all I'm going to score there. Now, I did have to cut out of some glitter. I cut out these pieces right here. This is what's going to hold our vellum on. So I cut these also at 11 but they also need to be scored. So for a standard card base, you're going to have to score them at 2 3/4, and then you're going to have to score them at 5 1/2. And I am out of my close to my heart cardstock, glitter cardstock, and let me tell you, I bought some cheapo glitter cardstock, and boy do I regret it. It is going everywhere. I don't know that I'm going to be able to send this card to anyone that I like because it is glitter everywhere. It is coming off of my hands. It's on my work surface. I'm just kidding. I think what I will do is I will spray it kind of with some adhesive spray when I get done, and maybe that will lock in that glitter. Okay, so I scored it at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and 2 3/4 or 8 1/4 if you have a big score Betty. So it's 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and 2 3/4 when you turn it around, or 8 1/4. So you want to do that to both of them. Okay, there is just glitter everywhere. You get what you pay for, folks, and the close to my heart cardstock, the glitter cardstock, does seem a little pricey, I will admit, but man, is it worth it, because the glitter does not come off. So this right here was my close to my heart cardstock. It is true heavyweight cardstock with the glitter on top, and it does not come off. So just a little tip there. Okay. So then you need to cut your piece of vellum. So I'm using close to my heart vellum, and you cut this at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay. So now I need to stamp some images on this and emboss them. This is going to be the hard part, because on my sample I used the Oh What Fun stamp set and emboss those on there, and I'm not sure if I want to do that again. I'm having a hard time deciding. I can use one of the stamps of the month from last month, or Season's Greetings. I think I will probably go back to Oh What Fun, just because I know that those look good in the on the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the trees and some of these snowflakes. So I'm going to take these off here and some snowflakes. So a lot of times you have to work pretty quickly when you're using Versamark, because you want to make sure that you get everything on here. Now remember, this has like a band at the bottom, so I really want to use my Versamark and go above the band. So I'm just going to make a little forest here with my Versamark, and I'm going to go up over the band, and I need to put another tree down. Get another block. I kind of want to do the big tree, little tree. So let me, big tree, little tree. I would love to see what you're creating. If you would like to share, please put it in the comments what you're creating. So I'm using one of the small stamps here from Oh What Fun, and I put some snowflakes out there. And Versamark does stay wet for quite a while, but I'm working quickly. Okay, I think I've got plenty. So now I've got my scratch piece of paper. Let me just put a seam in this real quick. And I'm going to dump my embossing powder over it. You always want something to catch your embossing powder, and I forgot to use my embossing buddy. Darn it. Okay, so that's what it looks like, and then the reason you have something to catch your embossing powder is so that you can pour it back in. And I got a little bit messy there. That's okay. Okay, so I've got some extra embossing powder, so I'm just going to kind of wipe that away. You are supposed to use something first on the vellum. So I used to use baby powder for years and years and years, and a Q-tip. And then I just decided to bite the bullet and spend a few dollars and buy this. Okay, so that looks good. I've got all the excess off there. So now I'm going to emboss it with the heat tool. So what I want to mention to you is that I'm going to turn this on first, and I'm going to keep my embossing tool moving so that I don't burn my embossing or my vellum. Okay, it's going to be a little loud. So as the embossing powder heats up, it sets and it changes colors. It turns into a very pretty silver. So I'm just going to keep this moving till everything has changed colors and has set. And so you want to do this in some good lighting so that you can see when everything has set. Okay, that looks great. So when you keep your heat tool going, it also keeps your paper from warping. Not only does it not scorch it, I have scorched vellum before and it has like actually turned a little shade of brown. That was when I was first learning to use a heat tool. So you can see all that shine. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so let me put this stuff away. We'll just move these pieces off of here. I don't want a 5-hour video, I'm sure. So I'll clean those later, but make sure you clean that Versamark off your stamps. Okay, so now I have my card base. Okay, so one thing that I did was, because I'm going to put this large snowflake on the front, is I cut another piece of cardstock out, the same white cardstock, and I'm going to put it right here on the front, but I'm going to bump it up with some foam squares so it sticks out just a little bit. But before I do that, I want to adhere down my snowflake. So I'm going to use my tape runner. Now normally I would say use a liquid adhesive. Mine is not handy right at the minute. And I don't want to get up again. So I'm just running my tape runner over my snowflake, trying to get all these pieces. And then I am going to center this. Actually, I think I'm going to put it off to the side just a little. And then I'm going to take one of these smaller snowflakes. Let's see here. Yeah, this one right here. And I'm just going to put a tad of adhesive on it. You have to be careful when you use a tape runner on stuff like this. Okay. So this cheap glitter cardstock, the glitter comes off, and on my small snowflake, a lot of the glitter has come off. So anyway, I'm going to turn this over and put my foam squares down. Now these are foam squares that are left over from the shaker window card. it. I'm just going to put these, whoops, these down right here. And then I'm going to peel these tops off. Boy, I don't know about you, but it is so flippin' cold here. I am in Missouri and it is freezing. I think Friday it's supposed to be 50, and then it's all downhill from there, and then it's back to cold and snow again. We got a couple inches of snow earlier this week and it's just been in the teens. Brutally, brutally cold. I might be making a snowflake card, but I don't want to see them. I'd like to look at them and make cards with them, and that's about it. So I wish you could really see this. It is very pretty. It is the stacked white cardstock, and it's got just a little bit of a shadow behind it because you know, popping it up, and then the snowflake. And the snowflake has a little bit of shadow behind it too because I didn't adhere it all the way down. Okay, so now here comes some fun stuff. Don't know what happened. There it is, my other strip. Okay, so now we're going to adhere these strips to our vellum. So remember how we made these 2 score points, the 2 3/4 mark. That's what we're going to do again, or that's what we're going to use to line up to our vellum. So I'm going to use my tape runner and start on the inside all the way to this other score mark. So I went from one score mark to the other. That should line up perfectly here on each corner of our vellum, and I find it is just a little bit easier to start upside down. Okay. Now I have gotten these just a little bit wonky on some of my cards that I've made in the past, but that's okay. It's handmade. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So you're just going to run that from this first score to the third score, not in the middle. Or you will put it in the middle, but you're not meeting the corners. So now you can see this. Here's my first score. Put that here. And my second score is over there, and I'm just going to press down. I'm sorry about my head being in the way. All this darn glitter. So this is what we're left with right here. So before we adhere this to our card, I want to put my sentiment over here, and I think I will use a new stamp. This is from 'Tis the Season Card Making Holiday C1737. This is a Christmas stamp. I think I'm going to put Season's Greetings over here. So this is a brand new stamp set in this catalog, and it will most likely retire on December 31st, so just an FYI on that. So I have some scratch over here. I'm just going to stamp off of it real quick. Season it up a little bit. I'm going to heat emboss this as well. So right here is where this is going to line up, and I know the lighting is just horrible, and I apologize. So I want to kind of line this up to make sure that it's going to fit where I want it, and I'm going to want this right here. So I'm going to get my Versamark back out again. I'm going to juice it up really good. And because I'm stamping on this cardstock, I have my little pad down. These come in all the stamp sets. Highly recommend that you use them. Now sometimes when I use my Tim Holtz platform, I don't use them. It doesn't seem like they're needed as much for some reason on that platform. Okay, so there's my Versamark. Now I'm going to put down my embossing powder. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to put my embossing powder back in. And I'm just going to spritz this real quick. Fairly new stamp. And I think I want to put something over on the other side as well. There are some candy canes and a bow. I am going to use those. So I'm going to do two. I'm going to use this. So I'm going to do two stamps here. So let me put this back down. Actually, so I don't mess up my embossing over here, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm kind of all over the place. Like I said, I had an idea in my head, and I hadn't actually done a prototype yet. Looks like I got a little bit of embossing powder and made a boo-boo there. That's okay. I will stamp it again. I had an idea in my mind, but I hadn't followed through with it. So this is real life stamping, folks. You saw that I messed up a little bit of my embossing powder, but I can fix that. Put this back down again. So really all I need to fix is just this edge over here. So I'm just going to emboss that little edge right there. And with my clear blocks, I'm going to line it back up. It looks pretty good. Pour that back in there. I'm just going to clean this up just a little bit. There we go. I'm going to emboss it again. I just love clear stamps. You can't even tell. It's beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to do this side over here. And I'm going to do the candy cane and the bow. So let me pull this off. And I know I didn't clean it yet, but I will. So I've got this lined up here. Put my candy cane there. Turn this around. Pour my embossing powder over it. Shake that off. Okay. Pour this excess back in here. Okay, now I'm going to heat set. Magic. Magic, magic. Okay, pull that off. Now I'm going to do the bow. Get my Versamark. And I'll try to run this back over it again. In the bow, I believe the larger part of the bow goes up. I'm going to put that right there. Now I am ready for more embossing powder. Pour it back in. Now once you've poured your embossing powder on your Versamark image, you don't have to you don't have to rush so much. I'm really just trying to be quick so that this video doesn't go on for 2 hours. And heat emboss. So cute. Okay. So now we are ready to put this part on. Okay. So you need your tape runner again. You want to use a good adhesive, a good strong adhesive, because this is an action card. The card will be opening and closing, so you want to use good adhesive. You could use double-sided tape would be great, or a tape runner. Now, this part right here, make sure you have it lined up right. This part right here, take your time. So we want to match these corners up. Because you don't want to see this border when you have your card closed. So you want everything to follow on the line of the card. Okay. And you know what, folks? I made a boo-boo. I should not have put adhesive here. I got in such a hurry. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. So I am going to use my powder and dab that and get that sticky off. I do not want to lose this project. I have spent way too much time on it. So I just want you to know, hopefully, if you make a boo-boo, you don't just throw it away. And this little embossing buddy here is really good. It's full of powder, the anti-static powder, and it's also good to get the adhesive off. So now, don't do what I did. You just want to put adhesive from here to here and here to here. Okay, hope we all learned that lesson there. Okay, I'm going to need to make sure that that's got all this sticky off. So because, you know, something else I could have done is I could have cut another strip and put there, but we're not going to go there. Okay. So now we are going to take this piece here and line it up to there. And then this piece here, you can see that, to there, to there. Okay. So lots of glitter going on here, folks. This paper, I'll just tell you right now, I got it at Walmart. Do not buy the glitter cardstock at Walmart. It was a 2-pack for 97 cents. My whole table is just covered. Okay, so you know how you have the fold here, your crease for your card. So we're just going to kind of follow that, and very carefully you just want to make the fold over, and you want your corners to meet. And then you're going to take your bone folder and just kind of reinforce that there. And then on the inside here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here. And that's going to create our crease. But we really want our crease to be out. So once you get your crease in there, then I'm going to come back with my bone folder and come this way. Okay. And it's done. Voila. So this is our card, It says Season's Greetings. It's all embossed with the Ranger silver tinsel. I've got snowflakes, and I've got trees, and I've got a candy cane with a bow over here. And then the front is the glitter cardstock of the snowflakes. See that? And that glitter cardstock on the front matches this glitter here that we use to adhere our Tealight card. So let's give it a shot. I'm going to turn the lights back down. And I'm going to put this in here. And yes, it's very pretty. It works. It is a true lantern. I don't know if you can see that. Doesn't that look pretty? So I'm going to tell you, this glitter cardstock from Walmart, I don't recommend it. Because this Close to My Heart glitter cardstock is true cardstock with the glitter on top, it is very strong. My card feels very secure. Even though I have 2 layers of cardstock on the front, this card doesn't feel very secure. It's very lightweight. So that's my buyer beware when it comes to Walmart glitter cardstock. Okay, so there's what the card looks like. So now when the recipient, see, they have their card, they're going to pull it out of the envelope and they're going to open it up. And they'd be like, what is that? So what I would say that you need to do is you need to put a little Post-it note on the back and say, put a battery, set me on top of a battery Tealight. It's a very pretty card. It's very cute. And quick and easy. So this probably went on a little longer than it should have. But that's okay. So I wanted to show you another one that I had made earlier this week. This is an old card technique that I hadn't done for a long time. I saw something on Pinterest and it reminded me to make it. So this was done using the Postcard Perfect paper. This paper right here is still in stock. If you go to my site, catherine.ctmh.com, and go to search Postcard Perfect, you will see it comes with sheets of die cuts. It's really very pretty. Let me see here if I've got it close by. I can pull that out. So it comes with the sheet, and you just cut these out. And then it comes with this beautiful pattern paper. Just beautiful. And I absolutely love it. It's a whole kit. This also comes with vellum. So it comes with vellum with palm trees. You can kind of see that. And then it comes with vellum with polka dots. Really cute. It's a very inexpensive paper pack. There's another sheet of paper. It's got the palm trees. And then over here, this paper pack, probably it's not going to be around too much longer. Here we've got some ombre water effects and then some yellow stripes. It's very cute. So if you want to make some really cute lantern cards and get those ready for summer or spring, there you go. And then I did some stamping. There was a stamp set that went with it that I have, but it's no longer available. Anyway, and I just used some, I think the cardstock that came in the kit was mint. Anyway, it's very cute. Same concept. I did the little cutouts there. Anyway, I hope that this has inspired you to make your own cards. I'll just remind you again, the card is 4 1/4 by 11. See that? So it's 11 long, 4 1/4. You do your score down the middle at 5 1/2. Cut your vellum 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You cut 2 strips. They are a 1/2 inch wide by 11. You do a score at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and 2 3/4. You attach the vellum to the top here of the strip on both sides, and then you attach the strip to the sides of your card. Then you fold it in half, makes a seam here, a crease, and then you open it up and there you go. Okay, the video went on way longer than I thought it was going to. I hope that you learned something. If you do need the measurements or have any questions, let me know. I will try to remember to put them down in the comments. But good luck with making your own Tealight cards. They're fun. They're pretty fast and easy. If you don't do the embossing, they're really fast. You could just stamp on here and then color from behind. So we'll try to do another one of these another day where we do the coloring from behind or stamping on the front. All right, well, have a great night, everybody. Enjoy your week, and it's almost Thanksgiving, and if I don't get another video out before then, happy Thanksgiving. I'm so blessed for all my followers, my customers, my friends, my family. Happy Thanksgiving, America. I know that was cheesy. Bye.